Hello friends, welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College, Pune. Standard 8, Mathematics. Lesson 6, Factorisation of Algebraic Expressions. Practice set 6.1. Hello friends, let us continue with Standard 8 Maths, Chapter 6, Factorisation of Algebraic Expressions. We will continue with practice set 6.1. Question number 1, factorize. Okay, but before that, you have already learnt now about quadratic trinomials which are in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. We also know to factorize a trinomial, we need to write in this particular form x square plus a plus b into x plus ab so as to get two factors x plus a and x plus b. Let us see how to factorize the fourth example of this practice set. 5y square plus 5y minus 10 should be factorized. Now you all know now that to start with, we have to find the product of the constant term and the coefficient of the first term, which is the square term, and then find out two factors in such a way that their sum should be equal to the coefficient of the middle term, here it is plus 5, and whose product should be equal to the product of the constant term and the coefficient of the first term. So let us see. First let us find the product of the constant term and the coefficient of the first term. So here we have minus 10 multiplied by coefficient of the first term is 5. So we get minus 50. 10 5s are 50. We have a minus sign, so it is minus 50. Now we need to find out the factors of minus 50. Let us find two such factors, and those two factors could be of course 10 and 5. So 10 5s are 50, but I need to have a negative, a minus sign, a negative sign here. So here I should also get a negative sign, but plus 5 is the coefficient of the middle term. So I need to see that when I add up these two numbers, I should get plus 5. But when I find out the product, I should get minus 50. So can I take here plus 10 and minus 5? So that 10 minus 5 will be 5. So here it is plus 5. So I can get the middle term. So this will be fine. Same way, 10 multiplied by minus 5 will be minus 50. So in both ways, my factors which I have considered are perfect over here. So let us solve and factorize 5y square plus 5y minus 10 using those two factors. So this, I am going to take this as A and this as B. Okay, so let us now write this trinomial in this form, x square plus a plus b into x plus a. Let us see. That is equal to 5y square. Now middle term to be split up into using those factors. So it is going to be plus 10 minus 5 multiplied by the variable y minus 10 to be written as it is, because 10 5s are 50. So we are not changing it. So that is, now I am going to remove the brackets. That is equal to 5y square plus 10 into y is 10y minus 5 into y is minus 5y minus 10 as it is. Now we have got 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So let me group them in two groups. 1 and this is 2. Okay. So these two groups I am going to consider, and these two groups I am going to consider separately. That is equal to, let me consider which is the common term over here. Y is common. Of course 5 and 10 are multiples. So I can use as a common term again. So I'm going to use 5y as a common term. Find out 5y into y is 5y square plus sign. 5 2s are 10. So I'm going to use 2 over here. So y is already there. So 5 2s are 10 into y is 10y. Now let me consider the next term. Next I have got minus sign. So I'm going to use minus sign. I'm going to use a number. I know 5 and 10 are multiples. So 5, I'm going to take it as a common term into y. So 5 into y is 5y. We have minus sign already. So minus 5y. Now here I have minus 10. So here I should take care that I should get minus sign. So can I use minus sign? Because minus into minus, when we multiply like signs, it is plus. So I can use a plus sign over here. So minus into plus will be minus. So now it is correct. So 5, 2s are 10. So I'm going to use 2 over here. So minus 5y plus into minus is minus, minus 5 2s are 10. So now I've got those two factors which I needed. So one is common over here, which is y plus 2. And the second which is remaining is 5y minus 5. Hence, the factors of 5y square plus 5y minus 10 are y plus 2 and 5y minus 5. Now this, let us consider as first method. This is one way we can solve it. There can be another way where which we can solve and find out and find the factors of this trinomial. Shall we see that? So let us consider this as first method. Now let me do the second method. So question number 4, the second method. Okay. So I am going to factorize 5y square plus 5 minus 5y, minus 10 by another method. The same simple method. Here we have already 1, 2, 3 terms where 5 and 10 are multiples, right? So can we consider a common term now itself? Yes, we can. So let me simplify this, taking 5 as a common term, and let me write the remaining terms inside the bracket. So 5 into y square as it is plus 5y. 5 are taken common. So 5 ones are 5. So let me write only 1y. Now there is a minus sign. Minus sign. 5 2s are 10. So I get 2. So now I can very easily simplify and factorize y square plus 1y minus 2. Right? Very simple. Here it becomes very simple. Now let me see. Let me first solve and factorize, find factors of only this trinomial which are in the brackets, keeping the 5 term as common. Okay. So here let me see, find out. Minus 2 is a constant term. Let me first find out the product of the constant term and the coefficient of the first term or the square term. Here we have the square term is y square. When there is no number in the coefficient place, we know that it is 1 always, right? So here minus 2 into 1 we are going to do. So let us do minus 2 multiplied by 1. So we have minus 2. Now we have to find out the factors of minus 2. Minus 2, okay. So let me find out, very simple it is. Let me find out the factors of minus 2. It is going to be, of course, can I use minus 1 and minus 1? 1 ones are 1. Yes, I get the middle term if I am going to add or subtract. Can I use this minus 1? No. I need to use a different factor because it should be so, the factors should be so such that the sum of the factors should be equal to the coefficient of the middle term. And when I multiply the factors, I should get the constant term, right? So here I can use Now 2 minus 1 is 1. Of course, I am going to get the coefficient of the middle term. And 2 multiplied by minus 1 will be minus 2. So I can get the constant terms. Very simple. So here I get 2 minus 1 is 1, which is of course fine. Again I get 2 multiplied by minus 1 is equal to minus 2. So both the factors can be used here. So let me now continue taking the term, common term as it is, multiplied by. Now let me write this trinomial in the form x square plus a plus b into x plus ab form. So this will be converted into y square plus 2 plus 1. But here it is minus when we are going to use. So 2 minus 1 into y minus 2 as it is. That is equal to, now let me remove the brackets, 5 into y square plus, this is here it is going to be 2 minus 1, but let me multiply 2 into y, so plus 2 into y is 2y minus 1 into y is 1y. So I am just going to write minus y because I know if there is no coefficient right here, it is equal to 1. Minus 2 as it is. Now see that you always write the form inside the brackets because remember we have taken 5 as a common term. Now let me consider first two groups and the second two groups to find out the factors. That is equal to 5 into, first 5 y square plus 2y will be simplified. Let me take a common term outside, y into y is y square plus y into 2 will be 2y. That is y plus 2. I have got one common term. Now let me take the next group minus. Now here it is y, but it is not common. So let me take the coefficient which is going to be 1 over here. So minus 1 into y, because minus 1 into y is minus y. Now I need minus 2. So here minus sign is already outside the bracket. So remember you have to use the opposite sign so that minus into plus will be minus. And of course 1 2s are 2. So I have got the factors now. Remember, I have to consider the bracket because we are writing a common term over here. So that is equal to 5 into, there are two factors now. One which is common over here, y plus 2 and the remaining y minus 1. So these two are the common factors. Taking common term 5 outside. So now here the factors of 5y square plus 5 minus 10 are, you can keep the common term as it is or multiply it if you want. Otherwise just keep it common and please write y plus 2 and y minus 1. But remember 5 is taken as common, so it should be inside the brackets and these two are the common factors of the trinomial. So you can solve this problem in both the ways, either use method 1 or use method 2. Thank you.